Welcome back to CrossTalk podcast. I'm Tomoya.
Hi, I'm Andrea.
So it turns out a lot of food gets wasted in restaurant and at home.
Yes, that's true.
And then in Japan, people are exploring better ways to deal with this food waste.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I have heard about this being a big topic in Japan recently.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, sounds good to me. I like this topic.
All right. So many people feel awkward about asking to take food home.
I don't know why that is. Is it embarrassing for people? Why would they feel awkward?
Maybe some restaurant workers thinks it's yashi.
Like not cool or not good. Okay. Well, I think that's a huge difference in cultures. Americans don't care what you think about them in general.
I guess so.
Yeah, but also we have a pretty deep culture, strong culture of taking food home from restaurants. Like everybody does it, so it's not embarrassing or weird or strange. Like everybody does it because the portions, the food sizes are sometimes very large.
Right.
Yeah, so everyone does this in America.
And I'm not really sure about this, but some restaurants don't encourage taking leftovers home because they don't have clear rules about it.
That's actually true. Actually, because Western people like myself, we do often take food home, and our countries do allow it. So when I first came to Japan, I'd go out to eat with my friends, and my friends often asked the restaurant, "Can I take this home?" And the restaurants would say, "No, you cannot."
Oh.
It wasn't that they weren't encouraged in it; they weren't allowing it. Like they would just say, "No, you can't."
Oh.
And so I think some friends asked, "Why? Why can't I?" And the restaurant said, "Well, because if you take it home and you get sick, we can't be responsible." And of course, we know that. Of course, we understand that. We don't expect the restaurant to be responsible if we take food out.
Yeah.
But for Japan, they don't allow that in Japan.
Yeah.
Because the restaurant doesn't want any complaints, or they don't want people, giving bad reviews or whatever.
Yes. But if I were in that situation, I want to take these leftovers home.
Yeah, definitely. Right? Definitely, because you're paying for it.
Right. And then I'm willing to pay for a risk.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Right. I think as a culture, we understand the risk is not with the restaurant. It's once the food leaves the premises, once it leaves the restaurant, it's not the restaurant's responsibility. But I don't know why Japan has a problem with that. I don't understand.
Yeah. But I guess some restaurants owner experienced it before.
Maybe.
Customers harassment.
Yeah, probably harassment or complaints or bad reviews or something. Yeah, something negative has happened.
So, according to their survey, over 80% of people actually want to take their food home.
Oh, okay.
And also, this survey also said some people would take leftovers if containers were free.
Okay.
Others would take them anyway.
Okay, even if it's not free.
Right.
But even if it's not free, I think the cost is really minimal. It's usually like 10 yen or, something really small.
Yes.
It's not a big amount of money.
It's not going to be 100 yen.
No.
Right?
No, probably not. Yeah, I think this, being allowed to take food home would decrease a lot of food waste.
Exactly.
Actually.
Yes. But again, we also have to be careful about keeping our food safe.
That's true, right? You have to be sure to keep your food refrigerated or, cool so it doesn't cause problems for you later. Yeah.
So I wonder, how would you ask for the restaurant staff if you want to take leftovers home?
In Japan?
In the U.S.
In the U.S., I would just say, "Can I have a to-go bag?" Or "Can I take this home?" Or "Do you have a to-go box?"
Okay.
Yeah, any of those phrases will work. "Do you have a to-go box?" Or "Can I get a to-go box?" "Do you have a doggy bag?" Yeah, anything. They're used to hearing everything.
Do they usually have containers?
Always, yeah.
Always.
Pretty much every restaurant I've ever been to has some kind of takeout container. Yeah, definitely.
I see.
I don't think I've ever been refused a container in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never.
Ooh,
Never. Every place has always been accommodated.
Really?
Even nice restaurants, they'll have a takeout box in very nice restaurants too.
oh, I was going to ask about it.
Yeah,
Really?
They do.
Like the restaurant offer French course. They allow customers take leftovers home.
I've never eaten a French course in America. Like French cuisine isn't really popular where I'm from. But I have been to some nicer restaurants, and I think they do like nice steakhouses and nice upper level restaurants. But like with nicer restaurants, the portions are usually small, and you can usually finish everything there. Mm-hmm. But like steak restaurants where I'm from, the steaks are huge, and you can take about half of it home. Yeah. I've never had a problem with being refused.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. In Japan, on the other hand, like I mentioned, most places don't allow you. Mm-hmm. And even if you ask directly, they won't let you. And I've even had friends come to the restaurant with their own bag or with their own container, and they were still told, no, you can't do that.
That is too much.
That is too much. I would never come up with my own container. That's a bit too much.
But my mom does that, actually.
Does she? What kind of restaurant?
It's not a restaurant, but it's a sushi restaurant.
Sushi restaurant. Okay.
It's a conveyor belt sushi restaurant.
Okay. And she brings her own container?
Yes.
Really?
Surprisingly.
Really?
She opened up her bag. I asked my mom, what are you doing? And here. And then she showed me a container.
But she paid for the sushi that she was taking, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So that's just takeout. She was just doing takeout.
I was a little bit embarrassed,
Nah, no one cares. No one's looking. It's fine.
Yes. But I guess people in Japan, if they were eating nice food at a nice restaurant, they may be thinking too much about other people,
Yeah, that sounds typically Japanese.
Right? They don't want to share a container to other people in a restaurant.
That sounds very Japanese. Because I think Japanese people do very much care about what people around them think.
Yes.
Yeah.
The good news is the government trying to make clear rules for customer to take leftovers easier.
Okay, so they're going to make it easier for people to do that.
Right.
That would be really nice. And that would actually help with food waste, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
In December 2024, they have created guidelines to help people not waste food.
Oh, that's recent.
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't know about it.
That's really good. I wonder what the guidelines were. Do you know?
I have searched a little bit about it.
Okay.
And sorry if I were wrong. The government suggests customers should transfer food into containers by themselves.
Okay, so not the restaurant staff.
Right.
Okay, so the restaurant staff doesn't want to be responsible for touching your food and making you sick. Okay.
Right. And also one more rule. Customers should also take responsibility and then be careful not to leave the food in hot places.
Right. So like don't take your dinner and put it in your car and then leave it in your hot car. Right. That makes sense.
That's obvious rule.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's obvious, but some people would do that.
I know. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you usually ask to take restaurant leftovers home?
If I can't finish something, I do. In Japan, though, like there aren't really many restaurants here that serve you so much food that you can't eat everything. So in Japan, I don't because I can usually finish my meal.
Yes, me too.
There are a few exceptions, and then if I can't, then I will ask, and they usually say no. But
Yes, we have a unique style of restaurants here in Japan. Some restaurants offer 食べ放題, or you can eat.
Okay.
But would you still ask restaurants to take leftovers home?
For all you can eat or like a buffet, no. Except there is one buffet in our city where you can do that, but not the buffet items. In order to have the buffet, you have to order an entree also. So if you can't finish your entree, you can take your entree home, the main dish.
Okay, main dish.
Yeah.
It's
So
entree.
yeah, I can usually finish about half of. It's usually a pizza or a pasta. I can finish about half of a pizza, and then I'm too full, and I ask to take that home. But then I still have salad bar and buffet.
Okay.
Yeah, but other restaurants, no. For buffet, no, because they'll just say no. That's just like being crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. How about you? Would you ask at a buffet?
No, I think that it's too much.
Yeah, that's kind of like against the rules.
Yes.
Right.
And then they usually, this type of a restaurant usually said, try to finish, the dish
That you take.
that you take.
Yeah, right. You're not allowed to take things out because people would just take advantage of that and just take free food home.
Right.
So, yeah, that doesn't make sense for them.
I think this type of restaurant is exceptional.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's the business model.
Right.
Is for you to eat as long as you're in the restaurant. Yeah.
But as you said, I usually can finish meals at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I left a little bit of rice, but it doesn't much left usually.
Yeah, a little bit of rice I probably wouldn't worry about, but like a whole pizza or, a big entree and you've left like more than half of it, I would wonder. Yeah.
Right.
I would ask. So, like in America, one of the foods we often take home is pizza
Oh, okay.
because they're very large. And like if in university and stuff, we will go out as a group of, 3 or 4 friends. You order a bunch of pizzas and then you can't finish them. So then we usually take pizza home.
Nice.
And then you put it in the refrigerator and you have it for breakfast the next day.
Yeah, that sounds nice, actually.
It is good, actually. Cold pizza is very good.
Yeah.
So, like with American restaurants, a lot of the restaurants, the entree sizes, the portion sizes are huge. And they want you to finish, no one can finish the whole thing, almost no one. You eat half and you take about half home. And then you have the remaining half for lunch the next day, usually.
So usually you take it home and then eat it within a day.
Yeah, like within the next day or two. Yeah.
But have you never finished your leftovers?
Oh, yeah. People throw them out all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You take it home and you think, I'll eat it, and then you don't. Things come up and you don't eat it and you just throw it away. Yeah, that happens quite a lot, too. So that is food waste, actually.
Right,
yeah.
right. But we, Japan, didn't have this culture yet. So it might be a good start.
Yeah, I hope it will be. It'll be good for, restaurants that serve food that's easy to take home. One thing I noticed, and this is kind of a little bit off topic, but it's on the subject of food waste, is I noticed in public schools, the teachers recently have really been trying to make the students aware of how much food is wasted. So, students are young people. All young people, they always have food they don't like. There's always something you don't like. Some kids don't like broccoli. Some kids don't like a certain kind of fish. Some kids can't drink milk or they don't like milk. Some kids don't like cheese, whatever. And so those things usually end up being thrown away. So the teachers try to make the students aware of how much food they're throwing away. So instead of throwing it away, they've been asking the students, okay, if you don't want that fish, give it to your friend. Or if you don't want that broccoli, you can send it back and we'll give it to someone who wants it,
Oh.
So they want the kids to eat their food, but then if there's really something you can't eat or you don't eat, they'll give it to someone else instead, which is nice.
Yeah, it sounds like a trading card.
Kind of, yeah.
Give your extra card to your someone. So.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yes.
But it's good. It's better than throwing food back in the pail for it to be thrown away. Yeah. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
So you mentioned a few minutes ago, like some people, a survey found that some people are willing to take leftovers home if the container is free. And even if it's not free, some people would still be willing to pay a little bit for the container. If it's you, would you be willing to pay for the container to take it home?
That's a difficult question to answer, but my answer is yes.
Okay.
I'm willing to pay for the containers
Yeah. Okay.
and then take it leftovers home.
Okay. Me too. If I really want the leftovers, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially something that I like.
Okay.
For example, pizza, steak. Yes. Ramen, it's impossible.
Yeah. Ramen, like wet things like that are kind of hard to do. Soupy things.
Soupy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't really take ramen home if
Right.
it's already in the bowl. Yeah.
Right. So I'm kind of thinking what to do with this ramen. So for example, do you know Jiro style ramen?
Yeah.
The portion of Jiro style ramen is huge.
It's massive. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they don't allow customers to take it home.
That makes sense
Anyway.
because it's soupy.
Yes, soupy. But if I could, what kind of a container I can use? I could use.
Plastic bag. Ziploc bag.
Maybe. That's maybe one way to do it.
But then you have to carry around a bag of ramen.
Yeah, like a South Asian
I
style.
was going to say, yeah.
That might be a good idea
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad.
for ramen
Not bad.
or any kind of a noodles.
Yeah. Yeah. Noodles are hard, I admit.
Yes. So as Andrea-san mentioned a little bit earlier, doggy bag is a key word for today's podcast.
Yes.
In some places, people use this term for a container to take leftovers home.
Yes. That's right. So we use the term doggy bag with the implication that you're taking this leftover food home for your dog. But actually, a lot of people don't give it to the dog. They take it for themselves, obviously.
Okay.
But, there's other ways you can say doggy bag. And I mentioned like takeout box or take home container, things like this.
So people pretend
Yes.
this food is for your dog.
Yes, exactly. They pretend it's for the dog. But actually, you shouldn't give your dog that stuff, probably.
True.
And it's usually not a bag. It's usually a box or a carton anyway. So
Right. That's
it's a complete misnomer. The naming is completely wrong.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. How about you guys, our listeners? Have you ever taken food home from a restaurant? And if you have, we'd love to hear about your experiences.
Taking leftovers home is a very good way to reduce food waste, I think.
Yeah, it is. And it's a good way also to make your food budget last a little bit longer because you're not throwing food away.
Right. Okay, that's all for this episode. But don't forget to catch our next one.
All right. This is CrossTalk signing off, bringing you English your way every week.
Keep listening and keep shining.
Bye.